Over the past few days, headlines across Nigeria and social media have claimed that the United States has placed Nigeria on a travel ban. Some say Nigerians can no longer enter the U.S. Others say it's fake news. So what actually happened? Is Nigeria banned from the United States? Or is something else going on? In this documentary series, we are not here to spread fear or rumors. We are here to explain, clearly and calmly, what the U.S. government announced, what it means, who it affects, and how it impacts Nigerians specifically. This first episode focuses on one thing only: what exactly happened, based on verified information, not social media noise. The controversy began after reports emerged that the United States had expanded its travel restriction policy to include additional countries, with Nigeria mentioned among them. These reports were linked to an official U.S. government proclamation on immigration and border security. Almost immediately, the word ban began trending, even though that word does not fully explain what the policy actually says. A travel ban and travel restrictions are not the same thing. A ban usually means total prohibition, no entry, no exceptions. What the U.S. announced is more complex. It involves restrictions on certain visa categories, conditions on entry, and tighter screening, not an automatic shutdown of all travel for Nigerians. Let's be very clear about what has not happened. Nigerians currently living in the United States are not being deported. U.S. permanent residents of Nigerian origin, green card holders, are not automatically affected. Nigerians are not banned from owning U.S. visas overnight. These are critical distinctions that many viral videos failed to explain. So why did confusion spread so quickly? First, immigration policies are often written in complex legal language. Second, early reports summarize the policy without explaining the details. And third, social media thrives on emotionally charged words like ban, especially in a country where international travel is deeply tied to opportunity. In the next episodes, we will go much deeper. We will explain how the policy works visa by visa. We will examine why Nigeria was included. And most importantly, we will focus on how this affects Nigerians, students, families, professionals, and businesses. This is not a reaction video. This is a reference guide designed to remain relevant long after the headlines fade. Each episode builds on the last, using verified information available at the time of recording. Now that we've clarified what actually happened and what did not, the next question is obvious. How does this policy actually work in practice? In the next episode, we break it down visa by visa, rule by rule. How does the U.S. travel restriction policy for Nigeria work in real life? It's not a blanket ban. It affects specific visa types, has exemptions, and sets clear rules. In this video, we break it down visa by visa. The official U.S. proclamation expands restrictions on several visa categories for Nigerian citizens, including B, 1/B, 2 for business and tourism, F, M, and J visas for students and exchange programs, and most immigrant visas for family reunification. Existing green card holders and certain diplomatic visas are exempt. It's important to distinguish between new visa applications, many of which will be denied or delayed, and existing visas issued before the policy, which may still be valid for travel. This nuance is often misrepresented. For non-immigrant visas like tourism, business, or study, new applications may be delayed or face limitations. For immigrant visas, including family reunification, new issuance will be restricted. However, U.S. consulates will review applications case by case, not automatically reject everyone. Exemptions are important. U.S. permanent residents, diplomats, and certain special cases are not affected. Even in restricted categories, some applications may be approved based on national interest. Finally, remember that a visa allows you to apply for entry at a U.S. port of entry. It does not guarantee it. Customs and Border Protection officers have the final say. Knowing these details separates fear from actionable knowledge. With the policy mechanics explained, you can better understand how to plan for family, study, or business travel. In our next video, we'll explore the official reasons behind this decision.
Now that we understand what the policy says and how it works, the question on everyone's mind is, why Nigeria? Why was Nigeria included in this U.S. travel restriction? In this episode, we dive deep into the reasons, using official statements, security data, and visa statistics. The U.S. government's official proclamation cites security and vetting concerns. Specifically, difficulty verifying identities and travel histories, challenges ensuring proper background checks, risks posed by extremist groups, including Boko Haram and IS-affiliated networks. These factors, the U.S. says, complicate the visa issuance process and justify additional restrictions. According to U.S. data, approximately 5.5% of Nigerian B1/B2 tourists overstay their visas. Around 12% of Nigerian students on F, M, or J visas do not leave on time. These statistics put Nigeria in a category requiring additional scrutiny, even though the majority of Nigerians comply with U.S. visa rules. U.S. authorities also mention identity verification challenges, limited sharing of biometric data with international partners, difficulty authenticating Nigerian passports in certain cases, risks of fraudulent documents or identity manipulation. This does not imply that all Nigerians are a security risk. It is a measure aimed at mitigating systemic vulnerabilities. Nigeria is not the only country affected. The 2025 travel restrictions also include several other countries facing similar challenges. By understanding this context, it becomes clear that the policy is security-focused, not political, despite social media framing it otherwise. Several myths have spread online. Claim: Nigeria is banned completely false. Claim: the U.S. is punishing Nigeria politically false. Claim: all Nigerian students will be denied visas false. Clarifying these points is critical for Nigerians planning travel, study, or work abroad. Understanding why Nigeria was included helps citizens recognize the risk factors highlighted by U.S. authorities. Prepare for extra scrutiny during visa application. Avoid misinformation panic. It's also the basis for future actions. Policy updates may be influenced by compliance improvements. The Nigerian government has acknowledged the policy and stated it will work with U.S. authorities to improve verification and vetting processes. Experts suggest strengthening passport security, ensuring biometric consistency, providing clear educational and professional records. These measures could reduce the impact of future restrictions. With the reasons behind Nigeria's inclusion understood, the next question becomes: how will this actually affect Nigerians, students, families, and professionals? In Module 4, we explore the direct consequences for citizens and why this policy matters in everyday life.
Now that we understand why Nigeria was included, the next question is, how will this affect Nigerians in practical terms? Students, families, and professionals are the most impacted groups. In this module, we break down the effects clearly with data and examples, so you know what to expect and how to plan. For Nigerian students, the policy poses immediate challenges. New F, M, or J visa applications may face delays or denials. Admission letters from U.S. institutions do not guarantee entry. Scholarships, exchange programs, and summer internships may be postponed. Students already in the U.S. may still study, but could face challenges renewing visas or extending their stay. Families are also affected. Short-term visits to see relatives may require stricter visa scrutiny. Family reunification applications may face longer processing times. Parents visiting children studying in the U.S. may need additional documentation. These delays are not permanent bans, but can disrupt travel plans significantly. Nigerian professionals traveling to the U.S. for conferences, training, or business meetings may experience case-by-case visa approvals, single-entry visas instead of multiple entry, longer processing times for work-related travel. Companies may need to plan trips months in advance and provide extensive documentation to meet U.S. vetting requirements. Tourists and casual travelers from Nigeria are affected as well. B1/B2 visas may now have shorter validity periods. Single-entry visas are more common, requiring reapplication for each visit. Delays at consulates may mean travel plans are postponed. These limitations create uncertainty for family holidays, tourism, and cultural trips. The cumulative effect of these restrictions is significant. Nigerian students may need to defer programs or consider alternative countries. Families face emotional and logistical stress. Professionals may experience career delays if travel is essential. Understanding these impacts helps Nigerians plan and adapt rather than panic. Travel restrictions also have social and emotional consequences. Students feel uncertainty about their future abroad. Families may have missed reunions. Professionals face frustration and lost opportunities. These are real-life impacts, even though the policy is not a total ban. Despite the challenges, Nigerians can adapt, apply early, and provide complete documentation. Stay informed about policy updates. Explore alternative destinations for study or work if necessary. Communicate clearly with U.S. consulates and institutions. This module focuses on practical, day-to-day consequences for Nigerians. While earlier modules explain the policy and reasons, here we answer: how does this affect my life, my studies, my family, and my career? Understanding this allows Nigerians to make informed decisions. Having explored how Nigerians are affected individually, the next episode looks at broader consequences, including economic impact, national implications, and why it matters for Nigeria as a country. Stay tuned for Module 5. In the previous module, we examined how U.S. travel restrictions affect individual Nigerians, students, families, and professionals. In this module, we take a wider lens: how these restrictions impact Nigeria as a nation, including its economy, education sector, and international relations. The education sector is one of the most affected areas. Nigerian students make up a significant portion of international students in the U.S., contributing millions in tuition and living expenses. Delays or denials of visas can result in lost revenue for Nigerian families and lost enrollment for U.S. institutions, indirectly affecting local Nigerian agencies that facilitate study abroad. Many students may now consider alternative destinations such as the UK, Canada, or Europe, leading to a shift in student migration patterns. Business and trade also face challenges. Nigerian professionals and entrepreneurs traveling to the U.S. for conferences or partnerships may encounter longer visa processing times. Delayed business trips can impact deals, investments, and bilateral trade opportunities. Smaller businesses reliant on international exposure may face stunted growth. The Nigerian diaspora contributes significantly to the economy through remittances. Delayed travel or visa restrictions may slow direct investment or partnerships. Diaspora students or professionals may send less to Nigeria if they face uncertainty abroad. Over time, these restrictions could affect Nigeria's financial inflows from diaspora communities. U.est. Nigeria relations may experience subtle shifts. Travel restrictions create perceived barriers to cooperation. Diplomatic engagement may increase to address verification and compliance issues. Nigeria's global reputation may be affected if other countries interpret this as visa risk assessment. The restrictions could also shape long-term education trends. Nigerian students may increasingly consider Europe, Canada, or Asia for higher education. Educational consultancies and agencies may redirect focus, impacting domestic employment. Universities and vocational programs in Nigeria may see increased demand as students reassess travel abroad. Families across Nigeria feel the economic ripple effects. Parents saving for study or travel may experience delays and uncertainty. Additional expenses may arise due to resubmissions, document verification, and alternative travel planning. Household financial planning must now account for longer timelines and increased cost. Most online videos focus on individual Nigerians, but ignore national and economic consequences. They rarely cover diaspora remittances or trade impact. They do not address shifts in international student migration. They ignore diplomatic and long-term economic implications. This gap is where our documentary becomes a definitive reference. Understanding these consequences helps Nigeria prepare students and families for travel challenges, anticipate shifts in international partnerships, adapt economic and educational strategies. Awareness now can reduce disruptions and improve planning for the future. In the final module of this series, we provide practical advice for Nigerians. What steps to take if you plan to travel, study, or work in the U.S., and how to navigate this new reality with minimal disruption. Don't miss Module 6.
We've examined the U.S. travel restrictions from every angle: what happened, why Nigeria was included, who is affected, and the national consequences. Now, it's time to answer the most important question: what should Nigerians do now to navigate this new reality? This final module provides practical advice you can use immediately. For Nigerian students planning to study in the U.S., apply early. Start visa applications months in advance. Prepare complete documentation. Include transcripts, admission letters, financial proof, and recommendation letters. Stay informed. Check official U.S. Embassy websites for updates. Consider alternatives. Other countries like Canada, UK, or Europe may be viable options if delays are too long. Planning and preparation are essential to avoid unnecessary delays. For families planning travel, allow extra time for visa processing. Provide clear purpose of travel, letters, proof of relationship, and financial capacity. Check exemptions. Diplomatic or humanitarian visits may still qualify. Plan alternative visits. Consider shorter stays or different countries if timing is critical. For professionals and business travelers, submit applications well in advance. Prepare documents proving employment, conference, or business purpose. Expect single-entry visas in some cases and plan travel accordingly. Use alternative communication options. Virtual meetings may replace short-term travel temporarily. For tourists and casual travelers, understand that B1/B2 visas may now have shorter validity or single-entry restrictions. Apply for visas early and with complete documentation. Keep travel plans flexible to account for potential delays. Monitor U.S. Embassy announcements regularly. Across all groups, preparation is key. Ensure passports are valid for at least 6 months beyond travel date. Have financial proof ready. Maintain updated school or employment records. Double-check all documents for accuracy to reduce processing delays. If U.S. travel is delayed or denied, Nigerians can explore alternatives, study or work in countries like Canada, UK, Germany, or Australia. Participate in virtual internships, online courses, or remote work opportunities. Consider short-term exchanges or language programs in other nations. Planning alternatives ensures progress continues despite restrictions. Beyond immediate travel, Nigerians can learn important long-term lessons. Keep personal and professional records updated. Stay informed about international policy changes. Build flexible plans that account for travel uncertainty. Understand that global mobility can be influenced by external factors beyond one's control. To summarize, apply early and prepare documentation. Understand visa type restrictions and exemptions. Plan alternative destinations if necessary. Stay informed and flexible. Taking these steps allows Nigerians to navigate the U.S. travel restrictions with confidence and minimal disruption. This concludes our 6-part documentary series on the U.S. Nigeria travel restrictions. We've covered what happened and what it means, how the policy works, why Nigeria was included, the impact on individuals and the nation, practical steps to navigate these restrictions. With accurate information and careful planning, Nigerians can face these challenges prepared and informed.